Kung Fu, Chinese people, Irish people, gangsters, politicians, businessmen, family, revenge, and betrayal. What do all these things have in common, you may ask? On the surface, absolutely nothing. But that doesn't stop this film from expertly weaving all these elements together to create a truly great story. And so, if you're ever in the mood for a good action thriller that has Jackie Chan delivering in martial arts and Pierce Brosnan being a total gangster, sprinkled with an interesting and action packed story, then look no further than The Foreigner. So, the story picks up with Quan Ming, a retired Special Forces veteran turned London restaurant owner who's taking his daughter out for some shopping. Unfortunately, Ming and his daughter are caught in between a bombing target by a terrorist group known as the Authentic RIA. Ming survives, but his daughter is tragically killed by the blast. Bruised and in shock, Ming heads to the police the next day demanding names for his daughter's murderers. But their hands are tied as they don't even know who the leader of this group is. With nothing being done to his liking and revenge on his plate, Ming travels to Belfast to meet with Deputy First Prime Minister of Northern Ireland, Liam Hennessy, who was a former RIA leader but has since renounced violence. When asked about any names he can give, Liam denies any acknowledgement of this group, but Ming is not easily convinced, so he sets off a small homemade bomb in the bathroom as he leaves the building. And if that wasn't enough, Ming also puts a decoy bomb in Liam's car as a warning, threatening to continue until the names are delivered. And all this really does is give Liam one objective: to deter Ming away from Northern Ireland and back to London. What ensues next is a cat and mouse game between the two, with Liam underestimating Ming's abilities along the way and deciding to head back to his farmhouse for safety. And like a lion stalking its prey, Ming doesn't let up and tracks Liam to his farm and continues terrorizing him by bombing his shed, taking pictures of him and his mistress at lunch with the intent of doxing him, and even going as far as sneaking into his house and drugging his dog. Man, for an old man, Ming sure knows how to handle himself. Liam eventually starts feeling the heat, not only from Ming, but also his failing marriage, political opponents, and the police chief commander, Richard Bromley, who starts to question Liam's actions and if he might be helping the IRA behind the scenes. And he has good reasons to doubt Liam. The man was a former leader of this group, so surely he should know at least one name or piece of information regarding the group's leader, but nothing, not even a whisper on Liam's side, almost like he's intentionally withholding information. So with the pressure mounting, Liam calls on his nephew, Sean Morrison, a former Royal Irish Regiment soldier and skill tracker, to find Ming and also work with Bromley to find the culprits behind the authentic IRA. What follows next are betrayals, scandals, secrets from the past being revealed, and a whole slew of revelations being unfolded. As I pointed out in the beginning, The Foreigner has a lot of stuff going on, but it doesn't feel rushed or crammed. It's quite the opposite actually, and I think this works in its favor because there's never a dull moment. Because there's a whole lot to uncover, every scene has an objective to tell, and once it's done, it moves to the next point, which honestly keeps you on your toes. Another thing I really enjoyed about this film is that it doesn't try turning itself into some pretentious, pseudo-philosophical espionage film. They kept it grounded and simple, and believe me when I say this, it is gritty and it is dirty. Characters here don't play by the rules to get what they want. You don't know who's good or bad, because everyone has their own messed up motivations to justify the actions they take. And in some way, when you look deeper into it and put yourself in their shoes, you kind of have that moment where you see where they're coming from. From Liam reverting back to his old sinister ways to get the answers he's looking for, to Ming using his military training to hurt just about anyone who's in his way. I mean, even the police commander Bromley, who's supposed to be the good guy, makes some shady deals with the wrong people to try and solve this case. Again, emphasizing that the righteous path isn't always feasible. The acting here is superb from everyone, and you genuinely get submerged into the story, and I honestly couldn't find anyone who I could fault. Jackie Chan doesn't speak much in this film, but honestly, he doesn't have to. He completely rocked the silent character role. You could feel the pain and anger his character had just by his facial expressions and body language, and by the end of the film, when all is good and done, his face is more relaxed and softer. He knows he can't bring back his daughter, but he's happy he's somewhat avenged her death. But the person who stole the show for me was Pierce Brosnan. This man is an absolute powerhouse on screen. Everything he did and said just commanded respect and fear. I honestly never thought an Irish accent could sound so intimidating and badass, but here I am, enjoying every moment he's on. His character just oozed gangster vibes, but was also very smart and savvy. He had no problem getting his hands dirty if it meant covering himself, and you could tell he was probably a demon during his IRA days. But anyway, I think I've said what needed to be said without giving too much away. For those of you who have seen this film, let me know if you enjoyed it. And for those of you who haven't seen it but watched this review, please do yourself a favor and go check it out. I promise you it'll be worth every minute. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Peace.